is the Jess and Hardcover comic book news show something for the week of June 28th, 2017. We already lose Jess.
Am I not here?
You're there. I can't see you.
Oh, brother. What the hell?
We're starting off strong. Hello? Click on the little thing up top. See if the camera is not working.
Oh, you know what? My camera's not working.
Click on the little thing up top.
What little thing?
You see the little pan? There we go.
Okay.
I saw a dog. I see a dog. There, I see a Jess.
Okay. You want to start over?
This is the Jess and Hardcover comic book news show for the week of June 28th. Normally, guys, this is a Patreon exclusive deal at the $5 level every single week, but I asked Jess, and I was thinking about doing this. I wanted to make this one show specifically kind of like a one-off, so you guys out there that aren't patrons can get kind of a feel for what we do on a weekly basis and can check it out and see if you're interested on it. Normally, this is, like I said, just a Patreon thing, but for those of you that are checking this out, cool, check it out. Let me know if you enjoy. You can find it on Patreon on the regular.
That's right. We give you the inside poop on everything. And that should appeal to Riley more because he likes poop.
The inside poop. That's a lot of poop.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of poop.
Got my Beauty and the Beast coffee mug here.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me put something in the edit. So how have you been, Mr.
Good.
Mark?
Everything's going well.
Everything's going well?
I got no complaints.
Let me say something. You were enticing the hell out of me with those cheeseburgers that you were saying.
And the toasted marshmallow shake.
Oh my God. With a blowtorch.
Yeah, they blowtorch the marshmallow on top of the toasted marshmallow shake, and they bring it to you, and it's like Santa is bringing you a gift.
It's like Santa. It's like Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, they're amazing. And they have all kinds of sauces for their fries, and their fries are really good. And my daughter has gotten me into getting bacon and an egg on my burger, so it's just a big splorch when you bite into it. It's really great.
It's fantastic. Now, we've got a little place here where it's called Kiki's Breakfast Cafe, and the omelets that they have are the size of your head. They are. It's a thing of beauty.
Well, if you come here, I'll have to take you there early because the place packs up at lunchtime, or we could go there for dinner. But yeah, like around noon, you can't even find a seat in the place.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's usually how it is at Kiki's. Around noon, they close at 2, but they open at like 6 in the morning. But around noon, the place is slammed. You cannot get a seat in that place. I'm getting that little sound. Hold on. Yeah, let me shut this off.
Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do do. Okay, he's back.
All right. So first things first, we got to cover a few things. Let's start with arguably one of the most what the hell things going on this week in the news. Amy Pascal. She screwed up. So the past week we've been hearing things that, oh, Spider-Man is not going to be part of the MCU. Spider-Man is going to be part of the MCU. Is he? Isn't he? Isn't he? I believe it was Amy Pascal that was in a meeting with, and it was a public videotape meeting in which she was sitting down with Kevin Feige in an interview, and the interview asked, so is Venom and all these other characters and Spider-Man part of the same universe? And Amy Pascal said, yes, he is. To which Kevin Feige, if he could shoot laser beams out of his eyes and blast them at her head, he would have. Did you see the video?
I saw the still pictures where he's just staring at her deadly.
Oh my God.
He's got a sort of a dead look in his eye, just like, what?
Have you ever, okay, I don't know about you, but have you ever disappointed your father and your father just gives you that look like, oh my God, he's going to kill me when I get home?
It wasn't my father, it was my mother who gave me those looks.
Oh.
I remember them well. Yeah, my parents have been gone a long time, but I can still remember the look my mom would give me. if I disappointed her.
Oh, that look that you know I'm going to get my ass beat the minute I get home.
Mm.
Oh God. It just instantly took me back to the point where I was 3 years old again, and I did something stupid, or I mowed the lawn. Well, no, I wasn't mowing the lawn at 3 years old, obviously, but like when I was like 12 years old and I was mowing the lawn and I accidentally fucked up the neighbor's lawn.
No.
Yeah, okay. So story time, real quick. I was 13 years old. I was hopped up on Jolt Cola, uh, Pixie
Pop
Stick,
rocks.
and a Pixie Stick. Right. I had like 2 of those before I went out to the front lawn to help my dad mow the lawn. So I get on the riding mower, and like an idiot, I start doing donuts in the neighbor's front lawn. My father comes out. I have never seen this man so mad in my life.
Oh, dear.
He could have killed me that morning.
Oh, dear.
Because the thing is, I didn't know, because there's like an unspoken line between, you have a house. There's an unspoken line where you mow the lawn between the 2 houses.
Right.
Right? So I didn't know what that line was. So I thought, well, you know, I'm going to mow this lawn, whatever. I'm just going to do donuts on the front lawn. I was deep into the neighbor's front lawn.
That's hilarious.
And that is the exact same look Kevin Feige gave to Amy Pascal.
So I don't know, are Venom and Carnage and whoever, Black Cat, part of the MCU or not?
Well, okay, Amy Pascal said so, but then Kevin Feige came out a few days later saying, yeah, that's not the case.
Okay, so they're their own separate thing?
As of right now, they are their own separate thing. And, you know, with also the news announcement that Carnage is going to be the main villain in Venom, the movie.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, that's fine to me, I guess, but I've always wondered how you can have Venom without a little bit of Spider-Man in there. So
right.
I think that, I don't know, that just sort of puzzles me that you're going to have a Venom movie without a little bit of Spider-Man in there. But I guess if they want to make it just solely about Venom and how he gets the symbiote on him, and then Carnage shows up, I guess it can be done. I don't know. That's going to be a wait and see thing. But I've always liked the story of the rejected symbiote going to Venom, and you have to have Spider-Man for that part.
Yeah, because the thing is, Spider-Man is so intrinsically linked to the character of Venom. Like origin, Venom's origin is so part of who that character is, especially with the whole link to Eddie Brock and everything. I think it's going to be weird. I think there's going to be a missed hole there.
Yeah, it's going to be lacking context.
And I'm kind of curious to see if they can pull it up. Granted, they have Tom Hardy, which I'm surprised they got Tom Hardy. Because he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, I loved him in Fury Road.
Hold on. This week. You saw Fury Road, right?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago.
What'd you think?
Oh, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I thought it was great. I thought it was super well done.
What did you think of the stunts?
I thought they were amazing. The most amazing thing, and what they must have had the most fun with, were all the wacky vehicles that they had. I mean, those vehicles were crazy. And having a live guitarist strapped onto one of the huge trucks, twanging through, creating theme music. That's really what everyone needs, is a guitarist following them in their life, giving you like a soundtrack to your life as you're going along. So I love that part. I can see that movie again because I really loved it. And I'll tell you a movie that I saw. This has nothing to do with the Marvel Universe, so I'm going way off on a tangent, but I just saw it last week, and I could see it again right now, and that's Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
I have it. I have the Blu-ray, and it's still sealed, and I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, that is such a great movie.
I haven't seen it. I have the Blu-ray still sealed, but I have not opened it yet. I
Oh
haven't.
my gosh, that's one of the better movies I've seen ever.
Is
It's
it
as
really
far
that
as
good?
science fiction type things. It is perfect. It is
Wow.
perfect. It is so well done. I mean, the whole thing is just incredibly well done. I don't know how it did at the box office, but it deserved to be a big hit. I didn't clue into it till somebody, I think Ryan Sace, the bastard, told me to watch it, and he was emphatic about it. And so I watched it with my daughter, and wow, that is some movie. It is so well done.
I really need. I like Tom Cruise. I heard The Mummy wasn't that good though.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear good things about The Mummy, but Tom Cruise is great in this movie, and so is Emily Blunt. She just kicks ass in this movie. It's really good.
Hmm. Okay. So, are you a fan of Watchmen, Jess?
Yes, I am a fan of Watchmen. I love the book. I am one of those few people that love the prequel books. I know there aren't many of us around, but I did love the prequels. I loved the original. I've read it probably 20 times.
Wow.
Yes, I'm old enough that I collected it off the newsstand when it was coming out back in 85 or 86, whenever that was.
From the Spinner X.
From the spinner racks, yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the Watchmen. Why do you ask?
I ask, see, folks, this is what we call a transition. A segue, even. I ask because Damon Lindelof is developing a Watchmen TV series for HBO. Damon Lindelof being the creator of Lost, The Leftovers, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I think this is a great idea.
I just found out about The Leftovers, and it's supposed to be great. So I really need to start watching that, along with 55 other things I need to watch.
I've seen the first season. It's good. It's real.
That's what I heard. I heard it was really good. I don't know that we need a Watchmen show, but I like Damon Lindelof, so I don't know, why not? If he can pull it off well, and it has, you know, I don't know that I need to see Billy Crudup's dong again, but
Can you imagine you go to 4 years of school? You know where I'm going with this.
I do, yeah.
You go 4 years of animation school, computer design. I'm gonna be a big time, animation expert in the field. Your first gig, you have to digitize Dr. Manhattan's penis on the big screen.
Right.
That's gotta suck.
That's going to be a wait and see thing. My attitude is the more superhero, science fiction, fantasy stuff out there, the better. I mean, this is the golden age of nerddom for me. All I had growing up was Scooby-Doo, the Monkees, and a smattering of Super Friends, and that was, you know. Oh, you know, and then I got to be a teenager and I got the first Superman film, which was revolutionary. So, I mean, the more nerdy stuff, the better for me. So, yeah, bring it. Let's see if it's any good. It's fine. It's fine with me.
I'm in the same boat as you. Let's take a risk. Let's see what they can do with this.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with them taking a risk with a property that, look, we got to watch my movie. And it's not going to take. I'm always fascinated by people that say you ruined my childhood or you destroyed my childhood because you did an adaptation. Those books are still there. It does not take. In a lot of cases, it doesn't take anything away from those books. You can still enjoy them.
Yeah, the only thing that ruined my life, and I've learned how to pretend that I never saw them, is the first three Star Wars movies. I mean, the prequel Star Wars movies.
Right.
I've sort of burned those out of my brain and never am going to go back to them. So that almost ruined my life. But I can see, I guess I can see, you've ruined my childhood. I can sort of see that with those prequels. But yeah, the books, the Watchmen book's always going to be there, and it's always going to be perfect. And it's always just going to read just as perfectly as it always has.
Well, there's something to be said, like you said, because George Lucas went back to the original material and screwed with it.
Right.
for things like Watchmen and stuff, it's not like Alan Moore went back and like, no, I wrote an extended ending to Watchmen or like a director's cut ending or anything like that.
Yeah.
George Lucas, wow.
Yeah, that's about right. Loopy.
Yeah. George Lucas went back to the original Star Wars films. He added special effects. He added like a whole bunch of other junk to it. They really didn't need it. Did we really need to see the Jawas blink? Is that one of the things? I think it was one of the things that he added to it. I don't know.
Well, I specifically hated those first 3 prequels that he, about the dumb way that Darth Vader became Darth Vader. I was like, well, now let's not even talk about it. Fuck it.
No.
So yeah, good. I'm up for Watchmen. It sounds good.
So, but it's early talks. This is very early talks. Honestly, how many issues is Watchmen? 12 issues?
Yeah.
You make it a 1-season thing. Each episode, 1 issue. What I'm curious is how they're going to fit the prose stuff in there, because the prose stuff is very important to the actual book.
Well, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Maybe they could make it live action somehow, like the interviews with Ozymandias and stuff could be live interviews or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll flesh it out more and have more backstories on the characters. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to go with it to make it interesting.
Right. The first time I read Watchmen, I actually skipped the prose stuff. Oh,
yeah. That's too bad.
Yeah. I was like, oh god, this seems like I just want to get to the comic booky stuff.
Yeah.
So like going back on it, my second reread, I was like, oh my god, this fleshes out the universe so much. It's required. I think a lot can be said though that once you read the Black Trader stuff, you can kind of skim through it because you get.
Yeah, I don't know that you need to keep rereading it.
Yeah. Like I've gone back and reread Watchmen, same as you, and I've reread the Black Trader stuff, but I'm just like I just breeze through it. I'll skim it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
To kind of keep going though, so the Han Solo movie is a bit of a mess right now. You being a Star Wars fan, how big of a Star Wars fan are you?
I'm a big Star Wars fan. I like the idea of a Han Solo movie because I like more Star Wars, and they're being done well now all of a sudden. So because I love Force Awakens and I loved Rogue One. I think Rogue One was one of my top 2 right after Empire Strikes Back. I think Rogue One is my next favorite. So I'm interested in seeing a good Han Solo movie. So because it's I think Ron Howard's a good director, and I think he'd do a good job with it.
Yeah, which leads me into what we're talking about. That this past week, okay, there's 3 weeks left in filming Han Solo. 3 weeks left.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have 3 weeks left to film Han Solo. Then they're going into post-production, editing, doing reshoots and stuff like that. Apparently, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the 2 directors who directed movies like the Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, they have parted ways with the Han Solo movie. They've said, you know what, we've seen differences. We don't like where Kathleen Kennedy, who is overheading the whole Star Wars thing, is going with this movie. So we're out. 3 weeks left to shoot. And they just
wow, that's a huge mess. I had no idea there was only 3 weeks left.
Yeah, the movie's basically done.
Wow.
Yeah. So with 3 weeks left, they decide to back out. They wash their hands of the whole situation. They're like, look, we're not doing this. And the internet went crazy. Here's the thing. You put months and years of your life into a film like this, and for 3 weeks left of shooting, they're out. They said, look, we're not doing this anymore, which puts into question how bad is it, or what's going on with it that you decided to bail out in the last 3 weeks, because the movie's practically done. You're almost at the finish line. You just got to go back and do post-production and things like that. And then rumors started circulating around that Lucasfilms and Disney, they got Ron Howard to do it, and they came out, Ron Howard is going to finish the project, and he's going to be doing the reshoots, he's going to be doing the post-production and all that stuff. So I'm kind of curious to see who's going to get director credit on this.
I had no idea there were 3 weeks left. I did. This is how much I skim stories. I didn't even know the thing started. I thought, okay, good. Ron Howard's going to start making a good Han Solo movie. This is a huge dumpster fire. Then I had no idea about. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. This sounds like this is a completely different story now to me. I don't know how it's going to be salvaged.
Yeah, the movie's almost done. Something really terrible must have happened as far as relationship wise between those people for them to just bail out like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, we might have a hint actually as to what happened. Recently outed Han Solo directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller could land next in some familiar territory, directing Warner Brothers' The Flash, according to The Hollywood Reporter.
I did read that.
In April 2015, Warner Brothers hired the duo to write the planned Flash film. At the time, Warner Brothers reportedly offered them the directing gig as well, but they declined due to their commitments, one of them being Han Solo. Since then, the two other directors, Seth Grahame-Smith and Rick Famuyiwa, came and went from the project, with the latest reports indicating that Robert Zemeckis and Matthew Vaughn were in the studio shortlist. The Flash was once scheduled to debut, and da-da-da-da-da. So rumor has it that they are in talks, or they've been in talks ever since even directing Han Solo, with Warner Brothers on directing a Flash film.
So maybe they decided Han Solo was a big garbage fire and they just washed their hands of it to go do the Flash?
That seems like it could be the case, if the rumor is true.
That's a dick move, then, in my opinion.
It's a dick move, but at the same time, like, you're directing the Han Solo movie, which, you know, Han Solo arguably one of the biggest characters in the Star Wars universe. He's loved and stuff like that. But had it been me, and I see that, okay, Han Solo is not going well, like they are prying too much into this, Warner Brothers is offering me the chance to do one of their arguably one of their biggest tentpole characters for the DC universe, I can see why they took the deal.
I guess so. You never know. Hollywood is like watching sausage made. You just want to see the finished project. You don't want to see how it's done.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I could see it, man. Especially their movies, they blend to more of a comedic tilt. So I could totally see them going, look, let's just, you know, this isn't going well. Like, we know this is going terribly. Let's wash our hands of this whole situation. Warner Brothers is offering us The Flash, like one of their biggest characters. The CW TV show is huge right now. Everybody seems to know Barry Allen. So let's go for it. Why not?
Okay. That makes sense.
They'll obviously probably never work for Disney and Marvel again.
That's true.
Star Wars, but you know, they've got the DC universe now that they could play in. Let's see. Ron Howard, though, out of all the directors,
now I don't know what to say now that there's only 3 weeks left in shooting. My opinion has been completely blown up.
What do you like Ron Howard's movies?
Generally, yeah. I mean, I can't come up with a bunch offhand, but I always felt like Ron Howard was a good director.
What has he normally done? Hold on. Lucas Films, the entitled solo film. Production officially began on the still official untitled film. So it started February 20th. The production on the film started February 20th at Pinewood Studios in London. Woody Harrelson is in this. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that.
There's a filming. The movie is scheduled to be released May 25th, 2018. Okay, Ron Howard made, among his many films are Willow, Apollo 13, which is good.
Yeah, that was great.
A Beautiful Mind. Which one's that one? I'm trying to remember.
That's the one with Russell Crowe.
Oh, I never saw that. I wanted to see that.
Yeah, that won an Oscar or something, I think.
Was it good?
Well, it's pretty intense. Yeah, I mean, it's really well done.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some high-quality movies to his resume.
The Da Vinci Code, Frost Nixon, and Rush was great. He also narrated and produced Arrested Development. Did not know that.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite shows ever.
There's always money in the banana stand.
That's right.
Okay, but moving on. You, sir, consider yourself a pretty huge Trekkie, right?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Trek nerd.
Star Trek Discovery to explore space outside Roddenberry's box. Star Trek Discovery has been the era of much controversy lately. Some people say it's going to be a mess. Some people say it could be good. Some people say, I don't care. Star Trek Discovery will break the long-standing but somewhat unspoken Roddenberry's box rule of the Star Trek universe. A rule laid out by Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, which says the members of Starfleet cannot be shown in deep conflict with each other or portrayed into negative light. That rule that Starfleet members must be ultimately upstanding has been stretched a few times in the series' 50-year history, especially in recent films. But Discovery showrunner Aaron Herberts and Gretchen J. Berg said the show will explore conflict between members of Starfleet in more depth than ever before. We're trying to do stories that are complicated with characters and strong points of views and strong passions, Herberts told Entertainment Weekly. People have to make mistakes. Mistakes are still going to be made in the future. We're still going to argue in the future. What do you think?
Well, when you and I were talking on the pre-show, I had never heard it referred to it as Roddenberry's box, but I knew there was some sort of unspoken thing about no open conflict, but I had never heard it called Roddenberry's box. It's probably time for a fresh change and to see characters arguing with each other and see what it's really like. I mean, you can't all be cooped up in a spaceship and get along with each other all the time, and you're going to be dealing with complex issues. So it sounds like it's going to be an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I mean, it's like you said, you have different species, you have different creatures, different beings from all across the universe cooped up in basically a tin can, flying across space. At some point, something's going to break down, and somebody's going to fight each other. It's normal.
Yeah, I mean, humans have a hard enough time getting along together. How are you going to do it when you throw in a bunch of different species in there on board, too?
Yeah, I think it could work. You explore the different politics, you explore the different species, how they relate to each other. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it sounds interesting. So anything interesting and fresh is good for Star Trek.
Oh, absolutely. But they've stretched, like they said, they've stretched it before. There were a few episodes that didn't, what's his face? Wow, you could tell. Kirk, didn't he fight Spock a few times?
Yeah, there was in the original series.
Yeah.
There was always a purpose to him, like the one episode when these flowers infected Spock on a planet surface, and Spock became just sort of a mellow dude, and the entire crew had beamed down and gotten infected by these spores, and all they wanted to do was just chill out on the planet, and it was just Kirk on board, and he needed to get Spock mad in order to counter effect the spores, and so he picked a fight with him, and Spock broke free of the spores, and they ended up saving the whole show. So that's the one time they got in a fight that I can recall right now off the top of my head.
Is that the one where they had like the big metal sticks? That was it, right? That was the episode.
You might be referring to Amok time when the Ponfar, when you can tell how nerdy I am, when Spock, every 7 years, Spock gets the Ponfar where he gets the blood fever and he wants to mate, and they get pitted against each other on Vulcan. So that definitely had that music for those fights. This was a fight that took place in the transporter room. Where I think they were using some kind of objects to beat on each other, and Kirk almost did get the crap kicked out of him, but Spock eventually got a hold of his emotions and was back to normal.
Yeah, because Spock can typically kick Kirk's ass, right?
Yeah, Vulcans are stronger.
Okay. And folks, he has been married for over 20 years, in fact, believe it or not.
Right.
Happily. Ponfar. Because I've seen bits and pieces of that episode, and I was always like, why the hell are they fighting each other? And you hear the badass music in the background,
Yeah.
and they're like fighting with the staffs and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've seen every episode of that first series probably 100 times.
That's classic stuff.
Yeah.
That's real classic stuff. I've always wanted to go back and watch that first series. I've heard it's kind of crude and it's a little bit, it's a little bit dated of the time, but they worked with what they had. Like they had somebody back there who his job was to actually light the switchboards for all the lights and stuff like that on the consoles.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, yeah, it started back in like 66 or something. Mm-hmm. I think it was 67, 68, 69, 65, 66, 67, somewhere in there in the mid 60s. So yeah, there was no such thing as CGI back then. It was very crude, but and Kirk every single episode fell in love with some chick that broke his heart. Every episode he bedded some chick that broke his heart. It was amazing.
She was green skinned most of the time.
Yeah, it was always some alien chick.
Kenneth Crowley says one of my favorite Star Trek, the original episodes, is Balance of Terror, one of the first Star Trek ship battles that took place.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was when. This is turning into a Star Trek quiz for me. I think that's when they first discovered the Romulans.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna pretend I know what a Romulan is.
You don't know what a Romulan is?
Is it one of the characters from the new movie, right? I was never a big Star Trek guy.
Oh my gosh. No, Romulans are, along with the Klingons, are the two main bad guys in the Star Trek universe. And it turns out Romulans have some kind of genetic code that they share with Vulcan. And so it gets into a whole thing.
Ryan Say says the prime directive is for Kirk to bone everything and have a load of alien babies.
Where are you reading that?
The chat is open. Remember, this is being broadcast as a one-off to everybody.
Oh, it is? Oh, I need a link to that so I can see what people are talking about.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me send you a link. Yeah, I told you at the beginning of the show where this is just this. For those of you that are just coming in, this is normally something we do as a Patreon exclusive thing. However, we're kind of giving you guys a little bit of a preview. This is the first and only time we're pretty much going to do this for everybody that isn't a patron.
I forgot. I thought you were just going to post it up after we were done. I didn't know it was going to be live. Oh
no, we're live. Now I feel terrible for not telling you that. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I wouldn't have acted any differently. I'm acting just as goofy as I always do. So it's on YouTube too?
Oh yeah, it's being broadcast.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'll send you the link right now.
Okay. Okay, let me make sure I go mute it. Okay. Okay.
There we go. You should be good now.
Great.
Yes, I don't know what Romulans are. I apologize.
Oh my God.
But I'm excited. I enjoyed Why Is That? Is that me?
What is that?
That was a page that I had open. I'm excited for Star Trek Discovery. I'm excited for what's going to happen. I really want to see what they pull off, how it comes out. Yeah, Brian Fuller left, but I think he left because he was doing American Gods.
Yeah. Which I still need to see the last 2 episodes too.
I need to see the last episode.
I should watch the last 2 episodes today because I was working out with my personal trainer on Monday and he's like, well, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but blah, blah, he started spoiling everything. And even though I read the book 15 years ago, he just started spewing all this stuff. I'm like, dude, come on. So I need to watch those 2 before I work out again today.
Well, I kind of had a similar experience with my girlfriend this past week where we were in the car and we were talking about the new Planet of the Apes movies, and she had seen like a whole bunch of clips and a whole bunch of trailers. I stay away from almost everything trailer-wise. Like I'll watch one trailer and I'm good. That's all I need to know until the movie comes out.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, so the new War of the Planet of the Apes is coming out, and this happens, and this happens." And I'm like, "Stop! Stop! 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 Stop!" I look like Kermit the Frog when he freaks out. Like, well, thanks. I was really. We almost broke up that day. Kind of moving on right now. Jess, this is good news for you. X-Men Dark Phoenix is seeking a Dazzler.
Dazzler, yay! I love Dazzler. I used to hate her, thought she was a joke, and now I think they're using her really well. I have a cheesy love affair with Dazzler.
You're one of the few people that I know that genuinely really loves Dazzler. Dazzler started out as like a disco.
Yeah, wait, let me get my legend figure and show you just how geeky she was. She's got roller skates on.
Oh wow, that is classic Dazzler.
There's all her stuff here with a microphone and her face and cleavage and roller skates. This is a ridiculous outfit, and it's a ridiculous character. But God, I can't help but love her for some reason. It's sick. It's really a demented kind of love affair I have going on with her. I really should hate her because she was just so poorly conceived back in the 70s as turning disco music into light waves or whatever their power is. But I read her in A-Force, and I really liked how they used her in A-Force. So, and I've just developed a love for her that cannot be explained.
Wasn't there a point where Dazzler was like a spy for them?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, for S.H.I.E.L.D., I think. I think he might have been a spy for S.H.I.E.L.D.
That was Hickman's run, wasn't it?
Now I don't know. I don't know.
I want to say it was Secret Warriors. I'm not entirely sure, but like I remember her being a spy, and I was like, well, that's actually a pretty good idea to use kind of this character that everybody considers as lame, and you make her a spy.
Yeah, I feel like it was for S.H.I.E.L.D., but I'm not sure.
But yeah, you're getting your Dazzler. Hopefully it'll be pretty good. I wasn't a fan of the Apocalypse movie. We'll see what happens with the next one. Two more things to talk about. The Batman, the Ben Affleck Batman movie that is being directed will be an almost Hitchcockian noir detective story. Matt Reeves, director of the tentatively titled The Batman, has offered some insight into his vision for the film, which is to be Ben Affleck's solo Batman as the hero, debuted as the solo hero. He's drawing on the films of Alfred Hitchcock as an inspiration. In all my films, what I try to do is an almost Hitchcockian sense, is to use the camera and use the storytelling so that you become the character and you emphasize with that point of view, Reeves told News Trailer Buzz. There's a chance to do an almost noir-driven detective version of Batman that is point of view driven in a very, very powerful way that will hopefully connect you to what's going on inside his head and inside of his heart. Reeves' last film, War of the Planet of the Apes, which you still need to watch, Jess.
I thought you were sending it to me.
I am. I'm going to send it to you. Actually, I need to get your address after we're done here. I'll go ahead and send you the... No, actually, yeah, I can send you both films. Yeah, I've got both films.
You have them on 4K HD Ultra Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah, so I'll just send you the regular Blu-ray so you can watch them. But Matt Reeves, he directed War of the Planet of the Apes, which is getting stellar reviews right now. Some are calling it, like, now that the third film is done, some are calling it one of the best movie trilogies of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's currently, last time I checked, was sitting at like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And when is it being released? This Friday?
No, that War of the Planet of the Apes is July 14th, I believe.
Oh, okay. He directed War of the Planet of the Apes?
He directed War and he directed Dawn, the one before War.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
It's Rise, Dawn, and now War. He directed the last two films. And apparently the new one is phenomenal.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I'm also Matt Reeves is a good director, so I'm interested to see where he's going to take it. And the fact that he's saying Batman will be an almost Hitchcockian war detective story, I'm in. Like, I'm sold.
I think it sounds great because Batman is supposed to be the world's greatest detective. And if this is some kind of detective story, I think it's a huge, cool, fresh new take where I can see people tired of Batman fighting some kind of big, huge criminal like Bane or Scarecrow or whatever. As much as I love those first three that Christopher Nolan did, those are great, but maybe it's time to take it in a new direction and have some kind of a different detective story. I think that sounds awesome.
I think it's a great idea. Here's the thing that I think we've been really missing from the last few Batman movies is the detective side of them. We've gotten little bits and pieces of it, but we haven't gotten a flat out, straight up Batman detective story where he has to figure things out. I would like to see Black Mirror done as a movie.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
How great would Black Mirror be if they could do that? They could. They really, I mean, they've established that Robin is dead.
Yeah. That's a Snyder book, right?
Yeah, it was Snyder's first big Batman story where it was Dick Grayson.
Right.
Granted, you would have to change, Dick Grayson to Bruce in the movie, but still, God, Black Mirror is so good. I might read that after I'm done.
If I didn't have so much Brubaker stuff to read, I'd do the same thing.
I really got to knuckle down today and read that and finish up Codpiece Store.
Yes, you should.
I'm halfway.
How miserable are you?
I cried myself to sleep in the shower last night. Some moves just never heal, okay?
Awesome.
There's some shit you take to the grave.
This is the greatest bet I ever made.
It's not so much the writing, it's the art that breaks me.
Yeah, you were saying that.
The writing is not terrible. It's not great. But the art, it's like I'm looking at these layouts. I'm looking at the design of the character. I'm like, oh, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, this is the best bet I ever made. It's torturing you. Oh, it's so great.
And the thing is, it's the screw that turns the slowest that hurts the most. I'm delaying this shit because I read like every day I sit down for like 5 minutes. I'm like, well, let me just get through that. No.
Oh my gosh, this is so great.
Oh, God. Okay. So good news for all of us Latinos out there, my people. Miles Morales apparently exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Probably. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and Spider-Man Homecoming director John Watts have confirmed that not only that Donald Glover plays Aaron Davis, a.k.a. the Ultimate Prowler in the film, but have strongly hinted that his nephew, Miles Morales, also exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, I always wanted Donald Glover to be in the movie, Watts told comicbook.com. That was one of my first ideas just because I remember all the excitement surrounding him being Spider-Man, and I was like, if he's going to be in this movie, who could he be? So we're not saying anything specifically, but Aaron Davis having a nephew in New York City, I wouldn't say it's a definite hint, but I think it definitely opens the door. He does have a nephew, Feige added. He has a nephew.
Okay. So this sets us up for Ultimate Spider-Man 2020?
I don't think we're gonna get Miles anytime soon. I think we'll get Miles if this keeps going and if the relationship with Sony doesn't peter out and if the Amy Pascal doesn't screw it up for everybody. We could see it. I could totally see Miles Morales coming into the foray later on and Peter being a mentor and Tom Holland taking some kid under his wing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I could totally see that happening.
What about Marissa Tomei being open to an Aunt May solo film? Did you read that?
Oh, where she's a spy? No, I didn't. That where she's a spy.
Yeah.
If anybody look, and Marissa Tomei is gorgeous. If
Yeah.
anybody would be a femme fatale, it would be Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, I'm all for an Aunt May movie if it's Marissa Tomei.
God, she is beautiful. Did you ever see The Wrestler?
No. I heard great things about it though.
Jess in the movie.
I need to see it. I forgot.
No, but aside from that, The Wrestler is a phenomenal movie.
That's
you
what I
really do owe it
heard.
to yourself.
I heard Mickey Rourke was something really great in it too.
Were you ever a wrestling fan?
No.
No? You'd still enjoy it. It's such a great movie. You really owe it to yourself to sit down and watch it. Plus, it has Marissa Tomei, a stripper, I said, so that's an added bonus. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she really is.
Marvel's Spidey policy states that he has to be Caucasian in films. That came out in the Sony email leaks. Oh yeah, but they've changed that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they've changed that. I don't know. You never know. And that's about it, I think. I'm excited to see Miles. You know, they've been pushing Miles a lot lately, so we'll see. You know, apparently we'll get Prowler.
He's a fan favorite. People love Miles Morales, so they'd be doing a disservice if they didn't somehow try and work him into movies. I mean, people love Miles Morales.
Well, apparently Miles is going to be in the new PS4 game.
Oh, he is? The one with the white spider on the chest?
Yeah, he's at the end of the trailer of the PS4 game. Not in suit, but like some kid's walking away and like Miles is looking up into the skyline and the kid goes, "Hey, come on." And he turns around.
Oh, okay. I didn't follow that. I didn't see the trailer all the way to the end.
So it's pretty good stuff. I'm really excited for this movie. Positive reviews have started to come out. Apparently they're saying it's the best one since Spider-Man 2.
Okay, cool.
Which I don't know if you're a fan, but I love Spider-Man 2 is my favorite of the bunch so far.
Are we talking Tobey Maguire?
Yes.
Yeah, I loved 1 and 2 of the Tobey Maguire movies. I never saw the Andrew Garfield movies, and I never saw 3 of the Tobey Maguire movies. So yeah, I loved 1 and 2.
You have your power, your special ability is to avoid terrible movies.
Yeah, I do have a secret superpower on that one.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know. You dodge every single bullet. Do you have anything else to talk about? Oh, I got one tiny last thing. Apparently, Kevin Feige said that Peter Parker was in Iron Man 2.
Wait, in Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
I saw Iron Man 2. I don't remember Peter Parker being in there. What?
This caught me off guard. Let me pull up the news story real quick. This is something I completely forgot to bring up. Tom Holland confirms that Peter Parker appeared in Iron Man 2.
Well, I'm going to have to go back and watch Iron Man 2 because I don't remember that.
For years, it was one of the better fan theories out there, and now it's confirmed to be true. Peter Parker was in Iron Man 2. It is Peter Parker, Spider-Man Homecoming, da-da-da. He's referring to a moment near the end of Iron Man 2 when a young boy wearing an Iron Man mask at the Stark Expo stands up to the hammer drone. Then Iron Man comes down and saves him. "Nice work, kid," he says, and that's the scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like Tobey Maguire all of a sudden was having lunch or something in the movie, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, so he was you never see his face because he's wearing like a plastic Iron Man helmet.
Oh, okay.
Scene where Iron Man comes in, saves a kid, and he says, "Nice work, kid," and that's apparently Tom Holland. That's Peter Parker.
Okay.
So a bit of a shoehorning in. Yeah, it's shoehorning it in, but you know, it works.
Okay.
And that is it. If you got anything else to talk about.
We covered everything that we talked about in the pre-show? It seemed like we covered an awful lot in the pre-show, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. I know. One last thing, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna let you go. I know. Marvel Legacy.
Oh, right. Marvel
Arguably the
Legacy.
biggest thing that was announced this week, and we almost completely forgot it.
Well, what is it?
All right, one last thing, and I'll let you go, man. I'm sorry about that. I know you're busy. Marvel Legacy. What is it? That's a good question, Jess.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. What is Marvel Legacy? I actually read everything, and somebody even posted in the Omnibus group, like, what is this thing? And I still don't understand. Is it a rebooting? Is it an event? Is it,
Okay.
What is it?
Apparently, what Marvel Legacy is a Marvel Legacy is a line-wide initiative where they're going to go back. They're looking at all the comics, and they're kind of like what DC Rebirth did. All the comics, they're saying, we kind of lost our way. We're going to focus more on, characters and good storytelling and da 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 da. Along the way, they're also releasing a whole bunch of covers that celebrate previous colors with modern day artists, where they redrew the covers with new characters and stuff like that. So they'll take like a Wolverine, just throwing it out there, like Wolverine 27 or something like that, and they'll have a modern day artist redraw Wolverine 27 with like weapon, with what's her face? I'm blanking.
X-23?
With like X-23 on the cover or something like that instead of Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
Old Man Logan. So that's what they're doing with that. Also, a lot of the books, they're just going to continue with the same numbering. However, they're launching a whole bunch of other new books as well, like Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk, this is my understanding of this convoluted mess. Planet Hulk is going to have, the classic iconic Planet Hulk where he's got the helmet on and his face is looking into the actual frame, right?
Yeah.
The one that's going to be the cover for the omnibus. Amadeus Cho is going to have his own Planet Hulk. And he's on the cover as an homage to classic Planet Hulk's thing. So they're going to have new titles starting at #1, but they're also going to continue with the same titles, and they're not renumbering those.
I don't think I understand any further than when you first started explaining it. So they're going to have 2 comic book lines going?
No.
They're going to continue with numbering of old comics, and they're going to introduce some new comics.
Basically the gist of it. Yeah, like, okay. Let's say, for example, Spider-Gwen's on issue 24 right now. Yeah. They're going to have like an homage. They're going to have a Marvel Legacy banner on it, and it'll be Spider-Gwen 25, and then it'll be, a cover will be homage to a classic Spider-Man issue. And then it'll be 26, 27, it'll keep going. But at the same time, they're also going to launch a few new books as well.
Okay. I was concerned they were going to get rid of some of their new characters, like Ironheart and some of these other characters that are new, but they're just going to continue on. Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to be doing that. They dropped the ball on this announcement hard.
Well, I read it and I still didn't understand it, but your explanation, it may be because it's early in the morning for me. But excuse me, boy, there's some professionalism for you, just sneezing right on camera. But I just wasn't getting it. But now I get it after your explanation.
It's a mess. They dropped because people for the longest time they're like, is it an event? What is this? We don't know what this is. Is it Rebirth? What's going on? And I personally think it's just a mess.
It sounds like it.
Like that, they dropped the ball so hard on announcing this that nobody really knew. When they announced it, everybody kind of, even in our group, in the Omnibus group, everybody was going, well, what is this? Like, we didn't get it.
Yeah, okay. I get it now that you explained it, but you must have had to stay up at night studying this thing to figure it out.
Oh, I've got my college thesis on this. Trying to make heads or tails of this mess. Look, at this point, I'm not reading any Marvel. And it's not because, it's not because of like, social justice warrior propaganda and all that crap that you're hearing online and stuff like that. It's because nothing really appeals to me story-wise.
Yeah.
And the constant renumbering, just like I dropped off because of it. But if they announce good books, I will read it.
Right.
Like, I just want good books and good stories, and with the exception of maybe like Miss Marvel and like the Thor run that's going on right now with Jason Aaron, I'm not really reading anything. So this will bring me back. Who knows? Maybe they'll launch some stuff and I'll jump into it and I'll enjoy it.
Okay, good. That's a wait and see thing again.
I'm not gonna jump on the hate wagon just yet.
Yeah.
All right, but that's it for me. Is that it for you? Anything else? We can finally close this out.
Yeah. No, this was good. I'm glad we did it.
Okay, Jess, where can they find you, good sir? You've cracked almost 500 subscribers, haven't you?
I am over 500 subscribers.
What you got?
I don't know. Gabe was the one that told me I cracked 500. I was like, oh, I did? So I don't know where I am. I don't know, maybe 520 or something? I don't know. That's on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube that you can find me doing root beer reviews where I have a new Hall of Shame where I dump bad root beer on a bad book. I won't be doing that every episode, but I inaugurated it with some junky book, Bramble. That was a piece of junk, and I initiated it into the Root Beer Hall of Shame.
That is brilliant. I wish I thought of that. That is so good, man.
That was my friend Bon Idlehouse's suggestion that I do that, and so I definitely took him up on that suggestion.
What brand of root beer? Is it like Chex root beer or something like that?
I went looking for Barks because I think Barks is the worst root beer, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I just got a warm can of Diet A&W from the garage and poured it on that.
Oh, Diet A&W.
Yeah. So that'll be my root beer of choice until I can find Barks.
Okay. Guys, check out Omnidog's Vault. He puts in a lot of work for his stuff. He's got a lot of good stuff on there. And yeah, if you haven't, Jess has cracked apparently over 500 subscribers already.
I guess.
Let's get him to 1,000.
Yeah, woo!
You're fun. I think you've already passed Gabe.
I don't know.
You're going to beat me pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, right. You've got 7,000 subscribers.
Sindred Dirks says he just subscribed.
Oh, woohoo! Thanks, dude. How long have you been doing this hardcover that you got 7,000 subscribers?
I've been doing this for about 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
4 or 5 years at this point, which my numbers are nothing compared to some of the other people that are out there that have been doing this the same time as I have. So, but it is what it is. Guys, thank you once again for checking this one-off episode out. We do this every single week on Patreon for patrons at the $5 level. If you subscribe at the $1 level on Patreon, you get this show once a month. Check that out. It's how I keep the lights on. It's how I'm able to afford the books and stuff like that. And you also get the Just in Hardcover Comic News Show archive, which has hours and hours and hours of content. We've been doing this for like half a year at this point. We've been doing this.
I think so, yeah. So if you like this face, check out the archives.
Check that stuff out on patreon.com/hardcover reviews. You can find that in the link. Thank you so much, guys. I'm wishing you all the best. And we'll speak with you soon.
Peace and love.